if the mind you have been fighting with is not your enemy at all? What if it is one of the greatest gifts you have ever been given, a quiet and powerful tool placed within you from the very beginning? And what if the reason it has felt heavy, noisy, or hard to manage is not because it is broken, but because it has been carrying words, fears, and habits that were never meant to stay there forever? There is something important to understand right now. Your mind is always listening. It listens when you speak with fear. It listens when you speak with love. It listens when you rush through your day saying life is too hard, nothing is changing, nothing works for me. And it also listens when you pause and say, I am safe, I am learning, I am healing, I am ready for peace. The mind is not just a place where thoughts pass through. It is a place where patterns are built. It is a place where beliefs are repeated until they begin to feel like truth. It is a place where your inner words slowly become the shape of your days. So many people move through life without ever being taught how powerful their own inner voice really is. They are taught to work hard, to keep going, to push through pain, to stay busy, to take care of everything and everyone. But they are rarely taught that every thought carries energy. They are rarely taught that every word spoken inside the heart leaves a mark. They are rarely taught that the mind, when guided with love, can become a place of healing instead of struggle. This matters more than most people realize. Because if the mind has been trained by fear, then fear begins to speak first. If the mind has been trained by shame, then shame begins to speak in quiet moments. If the mind has been trained by pressure, then pressure begins to feel normal. And when that happens, a person may start to believe that stress is just life, that self-criticism is just honesty, that pain is just part of being human. But that is not the full truth. The full truth is much softer and much more hopeful than that. Your mind is a powerful tool. It can help build peace, or it can repeat pain. It can open the door to healing or keep old wounds alive. It can remind you of your worth or bury you under doubt. And the direction it takes depends so much on the kind of thoughts you practice again and again. This is why love matters so deeply. Love is not just a nice feeling. Love is not just something between people. Love is an energy that can guide the mind back to balance. Love changes the tone of the thoughts you repeat. Love changes the way you speak to yourself after a mistake. Love changes the way you see your past, your body, your future, your life. When love enters the mind, harshness begins to soften. When love enters the mind, the need to attack yourself starts to fade. When love enters the mind, healing becomes possible in ways that force never could create. For many people, the mind feels like a place they cannot trust. It feels too busy, too loud, too full of worry. It jumps ahead into fear. It goes backward into regret. It repeats old conversations. It creates pressure out of silence. It turns simple moments into storms. And because of that, Many people begin to think the answer is to control the mind with force. They think they must fight every thought, fix every feeling, and push themselves into peace. But peace does not grow well in a place of force. The mind responds more deeply to patience than pressure. It responds more deeply to loving direction than harsh control. It learns through repetition. It learns through what is practiced. It learns through what is spoken often enough that it becomes familiar. That means if fear has been practiced, fear may feel natural. If criticism has been practiced, criticism may feel normal. If guilt has been practiced, guilt may feel like truth. But that also means something beautiful. It means new thoughts can be practiced too. It means love can be repeated until it starts to feel natural. It means peace can become familiar. It means healing can become a habit. There may have been times when you looked at your life and wondered why certain struggles keep returning, why the same doubts rise again, why the same fears seem to speak with such confidence, why peace can feel close one day and far away the next. And one answer may be this: the mind believes what it hears often. It takes repeated thoughts seriously. It does not always stop and ask whether those thoughts are kind, wise, or even true. It simply receives them, stores them, and begins to build from them. If you repeat, "I am not enough," the mind begins to live inside that message. If you repeat, "Nothing ever changes," the mind begins to expect disappointment. If you repeat, "I always get it wrong," the mind starts to shape your energy around failure. But if you begin to repeat, "I am learning, I am safe to grow, I deserve peace, life can support me," the mind starts to move in a new direction. Slowly at first, perhaps, gently, perhaps, but truly, there is no need to be afraid of how powerful this is. It is actually wonderful news, because it means change does not begin somewhere far away. It does not begin when life becomes perfect. It does not begin only after a huge breakthrough. It begins in the quiet and private place of thought. It begins in the moments when you catch the old voice and choose a new one. It begins when you stop speaking to yourself like an enemy and start speaking to yourself like someone worth caring for. It begins when you understand that the mind is not here to punish you. It is here to follow what is planted in it. It is here to grow what is repeated. It is here to reflect what is practiced. And because of that, you have more influence than you may have realized. Think about how much of life is shaped not only by events, but by the meaning given to those events. Two people can walk through the same kind of struggle and come away with very different inner worlds. One may say, "This proves life is against me." Another may say, "This is painful, but I am still supported." One may say, "I always lose." Another may say, "I am still learning how to trust." One may speak with harsh final words. Another may speak with room for healing. The event may matter, yes, but the inner language matters too. The mind takes those meanings and builds from them. It turns them into beliefs, moods, habits, and expectations. Over time, those expectations can become the tone of a person's life. This is why your inner words are not small things. They are not empty. They are not harmless. They are shaping the way your nervous system feels, the way your heart responds, the way your body holds tension, the way your future begins to look. Sometimes people think love is too soft to create real change. They think if they are not hard on themselves, they will stop growing. They think if they do not judge themselves sharply, they will become careless. They think pressure is the reason they keep going. But often, that pressure is also the reason they feel so tired. It is the reason rest feels hard. It is the reason joy feels distant. It is the reason the mind never seems to settle. Love does not make a person weak. Love creates safety, and safety helps the mind learn. Love gives the nervous system room to breathe. Love opens the heart where fear had closed it. Love does not mean pretending everything is easy. Love means choosing a better way to carry what is real. Love says I can be honest without being cruel. Love says I can change without hating myself. Love says I can grow without attacking who I am today. And that kind of love is powerful. It is not passive. It is active in the deepest way. It changes how you think, how you feel, how you respond, how you heal. There is a reason some thoughts feel so strong even when you do not want them. There is a reason old fears can sound convincing. There is a reason self-doubt sometimes speaks faster than peace. Repetition has power. Years of hearing certain messages, whether from the world around you or from the voice inside you, can build deep tracks in the mind. If you heard that you had to earn love, the mind may keep chasing worth. If you heard that mistakes make you less valuable, the mind may keep living under pressure. If you learned that rest is laziness, the mind may keep resisting stillness. These patterns do not mean something is wrong with you. They simply mean something has been practiced long enough to feel familiar. And what is familiar often feels true, even when it is not. But familiar is not the same as permanent. A new pattern can be built. A new voice can be strengthened. A new inner home can be created. The beautiful thing about the mind is that it is always responding. It is always listening to what is repeated, what is believed, what is felt again and again. It does not require you to become someone else before it begins to change. It begins to change when the message changes. It begins to change when the inner atmosphere changes. It begins to change when love becomes part of the language. This is why a small, gentle thought can matter more than you think. A thought like I am safe right now. A thought like I can begin again. A thought like I am not my worst moment. A thought like my life is not over, because this is hard. These thoughts may seem simple, but they carry a different kind of energy. They interrupt the old path. They create space. They loosen fear's grip. They offer the mind a new place to stand. And maybe that is what you need most right now. Not more pressure, not more noise, not more reasons to judge yourself. Maybe what you need is a new place to stand, a softer ground, a kinder direction, a deeper truth. Because the mind does not become clear by being hated. It becomes clear when it feels safe enough to settle. It does not become peaceful through constant inner attack. It becomes peaceful when love is practiced with consistency. That does not mean every day will feel easy. It does not mean every thought will suddenly become bright and calm. It means you begin to change your relationship with your own inner world. You stop being at war with every passing thought. You become a guide instead of a judge. You become someone who can notice fear without handing it the keys. You become someone who can hear the old voice and still choose a new one. There is a quiet power in realizing you do not have to believe every thought that appears. You do not have to bow to every fear. You do not have to repeat every old story. The mind is powerful, yes, but you are not powerless inside it. You can choose where to place attention. You can choose what to repeat. You can choose the tone of the voice you build. You can decide that love will no longer be an afterthought. You can decide that your healing matters enough to deserve new words. You can decide that the mind will no longer be trained only by worry and pain. You can begin to train it with peace, patience, truth, and compassion. That kind of choice may seem small at first, but small, repeated choices become powerful over time. One loving thought does not change a life in a second, but one loving thought, repeated, practiced, and believed more deeply over time, can begin to shape a whole new way of being. So before anything else, let this sink in. Your mind is not just reacting to life. It is helping shape how life feels inside you. It is helping shape what you expect, what you notice, what you believe is possible, what you tell yourself in quiet moments. It is a powerful tool, and like any powerful tool, it can create in different directions depending on how it is used. If it is guided by fear, it may keep building walls. If it is guided by love, it can begin opening doors. If it is fed with harshness, it may keep tightening. If it is fed with compassion, it may begin to soften. If it is told again and again that life is only struggle, it may prepare for pain. If it is told again and again that healing is possible, that peace is allowed, that love belongs here too, it begins to make room for those things. You do not have to become perfect to start using your mind in a new way. You do not have to wait until all your fear is gone. You do not have to be free from every doubt before you begin. You only have to be willing. Willingness is powerful. Willingness opens a small door. Willingness says, maybe I do not have to stay trapped in the old way. Maybe the voice inside me can become kinder. Maybe the patterns I learned are not the only patterns I can live with. Maybe love is not weak. Maybe love is the very thing that can guide my mind back home. That is enough for now, more than enough. Because every deep change begins with some form of willingness. A soft yes, a quiet opening, a moment where the heart says, I am ready to try a new way. And if that quiet yes is here in you now, then something important has already begun. Not because everything is solved, not because the mind is suddenly silent, but because awareness has entered. The moment you begin to see your inner world more clearly, the moment you begin to notice the effect of your own thoughts, the moment you begin to understand that your mind is powerful and can be guided with love, a new path starts to appear. It may be gentle, it may unfold slowly, but it is real. And from this place forward, each thought chosen with care becomes part of that path. Each kind word to yourself becomes part of that path. Each breath taken in peace becomes part of that path. Your mind is listening. Your heart is listening. Your whole being is listening. And what you begin to practice now can change more than you know. Right now, before going any further, allow yourself to stop reaching ahead. Let this moment be enough for a little while. You do not need to solve tomorrow while sitting here in today. You do not need to carry the whole weight of your life in one breath. You do not need to understand every lesson, fix every feeling, or answer every question before peace is allowed to touch you. The present moment is much more gentle than the mind often believes. The present moment does not ask you to predict everything. It asks you to arrive. It asks you to notice that you are here. It asks you to feel the breath moving in and out. It asks you to remember that life is happening now, not only in your worries about later and not only in your memories of before. The mind becomes powerful in a healthier way when it is no longer always pulled away from the now. So let this be a soft return. Take a slow breath in and do not rush it. Let it move through you naturally. Then let it leave just as slowly. Nothing needs to be forced. Nothing needs to be dramatic. Just the simple truth of air entering and air leaving. This breath is happening without you earning it. This breath is happening without pressure. This breath is happening right now. And already that means something important. It means life is still moving through you. It means support is still here in a basic and beautiful form. It means the present moment is not empty, it is alive. Sometimes the mind becomes loud because it has been living too long in places it cannot control. It lives in what if, what was, what should have been, what must happen, what might go wrong. But the breath gently calls it back. The breath says, come here. Come to what is real. Come to what is happening now. Come to the body. Come to the space under your own skin. Come to this one moment that is actually in your hands. Feel where you are sitting or standing. Feel the support beneath you. There is something calming in remembering that you are being held even now by the floor, the chair, the bed, the earth itself. So much of life is carrying you in ways you do not always stop to notice. The ground is not asking you to prove your worth before it supports you. The air is not asking you to be perfect before it enters your lungs. Your heart is not demanding answers before it keeps beating. There is support all around you and within you. And when you slow down enough to notice it, the mind begins to settle. Not because every problem has vanished, but because the nervous system starts to remember that this moment may be safer than the stories rushing through the mind. This matters. A mind filled with fear often needs safety before it can hear truth. It needs calm before it can receive direction. It needs the present moment before it can stop spinning around imagined pain. If your thoughts are busy right now, let them be busy for a moment without turning that into another problem. You do not need to be upset that the mind has been racing. You do not need to criticize yourself for feeling distracted or tense. Notice it with kindness. There is a big difference between awareness and judgment. Awareness says, my mind is moving quickly right now. Judgment says, something is wrong with me because I cannot stop it. Awareness says, I feel tension in my chest. Judgment says, I should be better than this by now. Awareness creates space. Judgment creates more pressure. And if love is going to guide the mind, then awareness must come first. Loving awareness, gentle noticing, kind honesty, a calm willingness to see what is happening without punishing yourself for it. Bring your attention to your body now, not in a harsh way, not to inspect it, not to control it, but simply to be with it. Notice your face. Is there tightness in your jaw? Is there pressure around your eyes? Is there holding in your forehead? So often the body tells the truth, long before the mind is ready to admit it. The body holds the strain of constant thinking. It holds the pressure of trying to stay ahead of pain. It holds the tiredness of carrying silent stress. See if you can soften just a little, not perfectly, not all at once, just a little. Let the forehead relax. Let the jaw loosen. Let the shoulders drop even a small amount. Let the hands rest. Let the belly soften enough to receive one deeper breath. The body often responds to permission more than effort. It often relaxes more fully when it is allowed rather than commanded. And the mind learns from that too. It learns that calm does not always come through force. Sometimes it comes through permission. Now feel the movement of your chest as you breathe. There is something deeply healing about noticing what has been happening all along without your attention. The rise, the fall, the steady rhythm. In a world that often teaches constant doing, simply noticing breath can feel almost too simple. But simplicity is not weakness. Simplicity can be medicine. It can remind the mind that not every healing must be complicated. Not every step must be dramatic. Sometimes the strongest shift is not in doing more, but in finally stopping long enough to feel what is already true. You are here. You are breathing. This moment exists. And in this moment, there may be more peace available than the mind first expected. Even if it is small, even if it comes only as a softer breath or a little less tightness in the chest, it still counts. Peace does not have to arrive as perfection to be real. There are many people who have forgotten how to sit inside a moment without trying to escape it. Not because they are weak, but because life has trained them to stay on guard. The mind has learned to scan for danger. The body has learned to brace. The heart has learned to prepare. So when stillness comes, it can feel unfamiliar, sometimes even uncomfortable. But unfamiliar does not mean wrong. It may simply mean new. It may simply mean the nervous system is learning a different way. This is why it helps to move gently, to let the present moment feel kind instead of demanding. To let this pause become a place of safety rather than another task to do correctly. If your mind wanders, bring it back softly. If your body feels restless, stay patient. If old thoughts rise, do not chase them. Let them pass through while your breath stays here. Now notice the room around you, the simple fact of where you are. Not the story about your day, not the argument in your mind, not the pressure of later, just this space, the light, the air, the sound or quiet around you, the ordinary truth of this moment. Often the mind becomes overwhelmed because it tries to carry too much at once. It carries the future and the past and every imagined problem in between. But the present moment is smaller than that. It is narrower in the gentlest way. It says you do not need to carry all of time at once. You only need to be here now. This breath, this body, this minute, this small piece of life right in front of you. And something powerful happens when you return here. The mind begins to lose some of its urgency. The body begins to receive a message that says, maybe I do not need to fight right now. Maybe I can soften right now. Maybe I can trust this moment enough to stay. Let your heart hear something simple and true. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to breathe. You are allowed to take a moment for your own inner world. You are allowed to stop speaking in the hard voice of pressure. So many people have lived for so long under the command of more, faster, better, fix it, prove it, hold it together. They forget that gentleness is allowed. They forget that stillness is allowed. They forget that the present moment is not a waste of time. It is where life is touched. It is where the mind can be retrained. It is where a new pattern can begin. You cannot guide the mind with love if you never stop long enough to hear what it has been carrying. And you cannot hear what it has been carrying if you are always running from one thought to the next. So this pause matters. This breath matters. This return matters. Place a quiet thought into your mind now, something simple enough to hold without struggle. Perhaps it is this: I am here now, or maybe I can breathe here, or perhaps this moment is enough for now. Choose one small thought that feels kind, not dramatic, not forced, just kind. Then let it rest inside you for a moment. Notice how different it feels from the voice of pressure. Notice how different it feels from a thought that demands instant change. Loving thoughts often sound simple. They do not always arrive in a grand way. They come like steady light. They come like a hand on the heart. They come like a sentence that does not argue, only steadies. A thought like "I am here now" may not sound big, but to an anxious mind it can be a doorway. A thought like "I can breathe here" may be the beginning of trust. A thought like "this moment is enough for now" may gently interrupt the habit of rushing into fear. As you stay with the present moment a little longer, you may begin to notice how much of your suffering has come not only from what happened, but from how much time the mind spends fighting what is not here yet or what is already gone. That is not a reason to blame yourself. It is a reason to become more aware. The mind often thinks its job is to protect you by always staying ahead. It thinks if it worries enough, plans enough, replays enough, it can keep pain away. But constant tension is not the same as true safety. Constant mental effort is not the same as peace. Sometimes the wisest thing the mind can learn is how to stop, how to return, how to rest in what is here long enough to hear a better truth. The present moment does not solve your whole life in one breath, but it changes the quality of the energy you bring into your life. It softens the ground. It lowers the noise. It opens a door through which love can speak more clearly. You may also notice that when you come into the present moment, things that felt huge begin to shift in size. Not always because they disappear, but because they are no longer being fed by endless mental movement. A fear in the future can feel enormous until the breath brings you back to now. A memory can feel overwhelming until the body is reminded that it is sitting safely in this room, in this moment, with this breath. Presence does not deny pain. It changes the relationship to it. It says, I do not have to solve all of this at once. I do not have to merge with every fearful thought. I do not have to become the storm inside my mind. I can stay with this breath. I can stay with my body. I can stay with one kind thought at a time. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. That is how the mind begins to be guided instead of dragged. Let yourself feel how different it is when you stop trying to force peace and simply make room for it. Peace often enters more easily through openness than through effort. It enters through the unclenching of the jaw, through the softening of the shoulders, through the breath that is allowed to deepen, through the simple sentence that says, "I do not need to do everything right now." This is why grounding matters so much. It gives the mind a place to stand. It gives the heart a place to rest. It gives the body a message of safety. And when safety is present, love has a better chance to be heard. A mind flooded with fear has a hard time receiving gentle truth. But a mind that has paused, breathed, and returned to the present begins to listen differently. It begins to hear words like, "Maybe I am okay right now. Maybe I can trust this moment. Maybe healing begins here." If you have spent a long time feeling disconnected from yourself, the present moment is one of the first places to come home. Not because it is always comfortable, but because it is real. And the real moment is where change begins. Not in some perfect future version of you, not in an imagined day when everything is finally calm, not in some distant version of life where all fear has disappeared. Change begins here, in the honest moment of noticing what is alive inside you right now, in the choice to stay, in the choice to breathe, in the choice to let love enter, not as a huge promise, but as a small, steady presence. You do not need to have a perfect meditation. You do not need to silence every thought. You only need to return again and again if needed. That return itself is part of the healing. Now take another slow breath and let your exhale be slightly longer than your inhale. This tells the body something quiet and important. It tells the body it does not need to stay at the edge of alarm. It tells the body it can begin to settle. The mind and body are always speaking to each other. A fearful thought can tighten the chest. A calm breath can ease the mind. A loving phrase can soften the nervous system. A harsh inner voice can create tension that lingers for hours. This is why grounding is not separate from healing the mind. It is part of healing the mind. It reminds you that thoughts do not live in isolation. They shape your body. They shape the breath. They shape the felt experience of being alive. So when you ground yourself in the present, you are not doing something small. You are changing the inner environment in which thought is taking place. Let the next thought be this: I can meet this moment with love. Sit with that for a while, not as a rule, not as pressure, just as a possibility. I can meet this moment with love. That may mean speaking more gently to yourself. That may mean not rushing away from your feelings. That may mean breathing instead of bracing. That may mean letting your body be where it is without punishment. That may mean noticing fear and answering it with kindness rather than anger. Love in the present moment is often very practical. It does not always look grand. It looks like patience. It looks like softness. It looks like not adding more violence to what already hurts. It looks like staying close to yourself instead of abandoning yourself in inner criticism. When you meet the present moment with love, your mind begins to trust you more. It begins to learn that not every feeling will be met with force. Not every mistake will be met with attack. Not every hard moment will turn into an inner war. Stay here a little longer in this feeling of return. Let the present moment become more than an idea. Let it become a place where your breath is enough, a place where your body is allowed, a place where love begins not in some perfect future, but in the quiet decision to be here with yourself differently. Grounding is not just a beginning step. It is a way of telling the mind and heart that a new tone is possible. A new relationship is possible. A new way of living inside your own thoughts is possible. And that new way begins now, not later. In this breath, in this pause, in this gentle awareness, in this simple return to the life that is actually here. The main truth is simple, but it has the power to change everything if you let it settle deeply enough. Your mind is powerful, and the thoughts you repeat shape the way you live, the way you feel, and the way you meet the world. The mind is not just full of random noise. It is building patterns all the time. It is learning from repetition. It is taking in what is said often and turning it into belief, expectation, and emotional habit. This is why the mind matters so much. It is not a small thing. It is not just a background place where words pass through and disappear. It is one of the places where your inner world is formed. And because it is so powerful, the way you speak inside it matters deeply. When it is guided by fear, it can trap you in pain that repeats. But when it is guided by love, it can become one of the greatest tools for healing you will ever know. Many people have been taught to use the mind in ways that create suffering without even realizing it. They repeat criticism because it feels normal. They expect the worst because disappointment has visited them before. They speak to themselves in ways they would never speak to someone they love. They call this realism or discipline or just the way Fee is. But the mind does not always know the difference between what is useful and what is harmful. It knows what is repeated. It knows what is practiced. It knows what is emotionally charged and what is returned to again and again. So if the mind has heard for years that you are not enough, that life is always hard, that peace never lasts, that love must be earned, then it begins to build around those messages. It begins to expect them. It begins to create emotional reactions that match them. This is not because the mind wants to hurt you. It is because the mind is powerful and responsive. It is doing what it has been trained to do. This is why the mind must be activated with love, not with force, not with shame, not with more inner violence. Love is what changes the quality of what is being planted there. Love changes the message. Love changes the emotional tone. Love creates a kind of safety that allows the mind to receive new truth. When you speak to the mind with love, you are not pretending life is always easy. You are not ignoring pain. You are not lying to yourself. You are choosing the kind of energy that heals instead of harms. You are choosing language that builds rather than breaks. You are choosing thoughts that open instead of tighten. That is what it means to activate the mind with love. It means you stop using your inner voice only to repeat fear, and you begin using it to guide yourself toward peace. The thoughts you repeat are not just passing comments. They are instructions. They tell the body how to feel. They tell the heart what to expect. They tell the nervous system whether to brace or soften. They tell your energy whether to close or open. Imagine saying to yourself again and again, "Nothing ever works out for me." The mind begins to look for proof. The body begins to tighten with expectation. The heart becomes guarded. The future starts to feel heavy even before it arrives. Now imagine repeating something different with patience and consistency. Life can still surprise me in good ways. I am learning to trust. I am not trapped in one old pattern. I can heal. At first, the mind may resist. Old habits often do. But repetition matters. If a fearful thought can become strong through repetition, then a loving thought can become strong through repetition too. This is not fantasy. This is how the mind learns. A lot of people wait until they feel worthy before speaking kindly to themselves. They wait until they feel healed before choosing peaceful thoughts. They wait until they have proof before they begin to trust. But often the inner shift comes first. The loving thought comes first. The new language comes first. The decision to stop calling yourself broken comes first. The choice to stop identifying with every old wound comes first. You do not wait until the garden is in full bloom before you plant the seed. You plant the seed first, and in the same way, you do not wait until your whole life looks different before you speak to the mind with love. You begin now. You begin while the doubts are still there. You begin while the old voice still echoes. You begin while the healing is still unfolding. That is how the mind is retrained. Not by waiting for a perfect moment, but by practicing new truth in the middle of the imperfect one. Your mind is powerful enough to keep an old life going long after you say you want something new. This is why awareness matters. A person may say they want peace, but if the mind keeps repeating, "I cannot relax," something always goes wrong. "I have to stay on guard," then peace has very little room to land. A person may say they want love, but if the mind keeps repeating, "I am too much, I am not enough," no one stays. Love is dangerous, then the heart stays guarded. A person may say they want healing, But if the mind keeps repeating, "I always carry pain, nothing changes for me, I will never get there," then the body and heart keep receiving the same message. The conscious desire may be one thing, but the repeated inner language may be another. That is why the mind must be activated with love. Love helps align the inner message with the healing you say you want. Love begins to teach the mind how to support you instead of silently working against the very peace you are asking for. This does not mean every loving thought will be believed right away. It does not mean you will say one gentle sentence and suddenly feel transformed. The mind often needs time. It often needs patience. It often needs repetition before new thoughts become familiar enough to trust. But do not mistake slowness for failure. A seed beneath the soil is not failing because it has not yet broken through the ground. It is doing quiet work. In the same way, every time you choose a kinder thought, even if it feels small, even if part of you still doubts it, something is happening. The inner ground is changing. The old path is being interrupted. A new tone is being introduced. And over time, that matters more than one dramatic moment. It is not the single loving thought that changes everything overnight. It is the loving thought returned to, practiced, watered, and spoken again and again until it becomes part of how you live. There are people who have spent years thinking their mind is the problem, when really the deeper issue is the kind of material the mind has been fed. A mind fed on fear will keep creating fear. A mind fed on constant criticism will keep expecting not enough. A mind fed on guilt will keep returning to pain. But a mind fed on truth, patience, compassion, and love can become steadier, clearer, and more alive. Love does not erase intelligence. Love does not make you blind. Love gives the mind a healthier place from which to think. It allows wisdom to speak louder than panic. It allows truth to stand taller than old shame. It allows creativity, clarity, and peace to rise where fear once took up all the room. This is why love is not separate from power. Love is part of true power. Power without love easily becomes pressure, but power guided by love becomes healing. Think of the mind as a tool that keeps responding to how it is used. If a tool is used to tear things apart, it becomes associated with damage. If the same tool is used with skill, patience, and care, it can build something beautiful. The mind is like that. It can be used to repeat wounds or to create new pathways. It can be used to replay the worst voice you have ever heard, or to build a new inner voice that finally sounds like peace. And every day, in ways both big and small, you are teaching it. You are teaching it by what you repeat after mistakes. You are teaching it by what you say in front of the mirror. You are teaching it by how you explain your life to yourself. You are teaching it by the tone you use when no one else is around. That tone matters. Those repeated inner moments matter. They may be invisible to others, but they are shaping the place from which your life is lived. Love changes the messages the mind receives about who you are. Instead of, "I always ruin things," love says, "I am still learning." Instead of, "I am too damaged," love says, "Healing takes time, and I am allowed that time." Instead of, "I should be further by now," love says, "I am allowed to grow at a human pace." Instead of, "I am hard to love," love says, "I am worthy even while healing." Do you hear the difference? Love is not saying nothing matters. Love is saying your growth does not require your cruelty. Love is saying truth can be spoken kindly. Love is saying change happens more deeply when the heart is not under attack. The mind activated with love does not lose its power. It uses its power in a wiser direction. There is also something very spiritual about this truth. The way you think is not only shaping your moods, it is shaping the space inside you where life is being experienced. It is shaping the energy you carry into your relationships, your work, your rest, your prayer, your silence, your dreams. A fearful mind can turn every open door into a threat. A loving mind can begin to see support where fear once saw only danger. A fearful mind can make life feel like something to survive. A loving mind can remind you that life can also be something to receive. This does not mean love removes all pain from the human experience. It means love changes how you walk through pain. It means love helps you stay connected to your worth while life is still unfolding. It means love becomes the light by which the mind learns to see again. Many people are not aware of how often they use the mind against themselves. They wake up and repeat stress before their feet even touch the floor. They look at their reflection and find fault before the day has begun. They make one mistake and turn it into a statement about their whole identity. They feel one hard emotion and decide they are failing. These patterns are common, but common does not mean healthy. Common does not mean true. The mind will believe what is emphasized. So if pain is always emphasized, pain becomes central. If fear is always emphasized, fear becomes familiar. But if love begins to be emphasized, if possibility begins to be emphasized, if worth begins to be emphasized, then the mind slowly starts to build around those truths instead. This is not about pretending darkness does not exist. It is about refusing to let darkness be the only voice the mind hears. You may have heard people say, "Thoughts create reality," and sometimes that phrase can feel too simple for a complicated life. But even without reducing everything to one sentence, it is still true that thoughts shape experience in powerful ways. They shape interpretation. They shape emotion. They shape the nervous system. They shape how open or guarded you feel. They shape whether the body stays in tension or begins to release. They shape how much hope feels possible. A loving mind does not mean a life without challenge. It means a life where challenge is no longer met only with inner attack. It means a life where healing is given a place to grow. And that changes so much. It changes how you recover. It changes how you trust. It changes how you see yourself when things are not perfect. It changes how much peace can enter even before the outer world changes. The truth is that many people have used the mind with great power already, but without realizing it. They have used it powerfully in fear, powerfully in overthinking, powerfully in remembering pain, powerfully in expecting the worst, powerfully in repeating what hurt them. That shows how strong the mind already is. The goal is not to create power from nothing. The goal is to redirect the power that is already there, to turn it toward healing, to turn it toward truth, to turn it toward love, to turn it toward thoughts that help life open instead of close. That is why this message matters. You do not need a brand new mind. You need a new relationship with the mind you already have. You need a new way of speaking inside it. You need to remember that love can guide it somewhere different. And the more you understand this, the more careful you may become with what you repeat. Not fearful, but aware. You begin to notice that words are not nothing. You begin to notice that what you tell yourself after hard moments matters deeply. You begin to see that the mind is always listening for direction. And if you do not guide it with intention, it will often fall back into old training. This is not a reason for pressure. It is a reason for practice. A loving life is a practiced life. A peaceful mind is a practiced mind. A healed inner voice is a practiced voice. That practice may begin with very small shifts. Catching one harsh sentence and softening it. Catching one fearful pattern and replacing it. Choosing one simple, loving truth and repeating it daily until it begins to root. Small things matter because the mind responds to repetition more than drama. So let the main truth become clear now. Your mind is powerful. It is shaping your inner world with every repeated thought. And because it is so powerful, it must be guided with love if you want it to become a tool for healing instead of suffering. Love is not extra. Love is not weakness. Love is not a soft decoration added after the real work is done. Love is part of the real work. Love is what changes the tone of your thoughts, the direction of your beliefs, the atmosphere of your nervous system, and the quality of the life you live from the inside out. When love enters the mind begins to remember what it was always capable of. Not only repeating pain, but creating peace. Not only expecting hurt, but allowing hope. Not only holding old stories, but making space for a new one. Many people do not suffer because the mind is bad. They suffer because the mind has been filled with fear, pressure, self-judgment, and painful beliefs for so long that these things begin to sound normal. The mind learns by repetition. It learns from what it hears often, what it feels strongly, and what it returns to again and again. So if a person has spent years telling themselves, I am not enough, nothing ever works out, I always fail, I have to be perfect, I cannot relax, then the mind begins to live inside those messages. It begins to shape the body around those messages. It begins to expect life through those messages. And after a while, it may not even feel like these are just thoughts anymore. They start to feel like truth. This is where so much suffering begins, not because the mind is broken, but because it has been trained in pain. There are many ways this happens. Sometimes it begins very early in life. A person may grow up around criticism, pressure, fear, or emotional distance. They may hear words that make them feel small. They may learn that love depends on performance. They may learn that mistakes are dangerous. They may learn that rest is laziness, that feelings are weakness, that asking for too much makes them a burden. Even if those exact words are not said out loud, the message can still settle deep inside. The mind picks up what the heart feels. And once those messages enter, they often stay active long after the moment has passed. The body grows older, but the inner voice can remain stuck in an old lesson. Then later in life, the person may not even notice where the harsh voice came from. It just sounds familiar. It just sounds like reality. But familiar and true are not always the same thing. For some people, suffering with the mind looks like constant overthinking. The mind runs ahead all day long, trying to predict what might go wrong. It replays conversations. It imagines problems before they arrive. It searches for danger even in quiet moments. It keeps asking, what if, what if, what if, until the body feels tight and the heart feels tired. This can become so normal that a person begins to believe peace is not safe. They may feel uneasy when life becomes calm because the mind has grown used to tension. The silence feels strange. The softness feels unfamiliar. And so the mind fills the empty space with worry, not because worry is wise, but because worry has become a habit. This is one of the painful ways people suffer with the mind. They do not know how to rest inside themselves because their thoughts have learned to live in alarm. For others, the suffering comes through self-criticism. This is a deep and common pain. It is the voice that does not let anything be enough. It is the voice that turns every mistake into proof of failure. It is the voice that finds something wrong even in success. It says, you should have done better. You should have known more. You should be further by now. You should not feel this way. You should not need help. You should not be struggling. This kind of inner talk creates a life of pressure. Even when a person is doing their best, it feels like it is still not enough. Even when they are tired, they keep pushing. Even when they need compassion, they get correction. And over time, this becomes exhausting. The mind becomes a place of attack instead of support. The heart stops feeling safe inside its own thoughts. There is also the suffering that comes from guilt. Guilt can live in the mind for years. It can replay one old moment over and over until that moment begins to define a whole life. A person may keep returning to what they should have done, what they should have known, what they wish they had changed. They may punish themselves quietly every day without realizing how much energy it takes. The mind becomes a courtroom. The same case is presented again and again. The same sentence is repeated, and no peace is allowed to enter. This kind of suffering is heavy because it ties the mind to the past. It keeps a person from living fully in the present because some part of them is always looking backward with pain. Love cannot fully settle in a place where guilt is treated like a permanent identity. But so many people do not know how to release guilt because they were never taught that forgiveness is possible. Another painful pattern is fear of not being enough. This fear can shape almost everything. It can shape how a person works, how they love, how they speak, how they rest, how they dream. If the mind keeps repeating, "I am not enough," then every challenge begins to feel like proof. Every delay feels personal. Every rejection feels final. Every comparison feels painful. The person may keep trying harder and harder, hoping that achievement, approval, or perfection will finally quiet the fear. But the mind does not heal from not enough by collecting more pressure. It heals when the message changes. It heals when the person begins to speak worth into themselves in a new way. Until then, suffering continues because the mind keeps chasing something it cannot receive from outside when the deeper wound is inside. Some people suffer because the mind has learned to expect pain before joy. Even when something good begins to happen, the mind becomes suspicious. It asks, how long will this last? What will go wrong? When will this be taken from me? Can I trust this? Do I deserve this? Instead of receiving goodness, the person braces for loss. Instead of relaxing into the moment, they prepare for hurt. This is not because they are negative by nature. It is often because the mind has been shaped by disappointment and has started using fear as protection. But fear cannot create real safety. It can only create more tension. And so, the person suffers even in moments that could bring peace because the mind will not let them rest inside what is beautiful. There are also those who suffer because the mind has become full of harsh labels. They do not just say, "I made a mistake." They say, "I am a mistake." They do not just say, "This season is hard." They say, "My life is always hard." They do not just say, "I feel lost right now." They say, "I will never find my way." This is one of the ways pain becomes deeper than it needs to be. A passing moment gets turned into identity. A difficult season becomes a permanent story. A feeling becomes a final truth. The mind is powerful enough to take one fearful sentence and build a whole emotional world around it. That is why inner language matters so much. When the mind uses final, hopeless, punishing language, suffering grows. Not only because life is difficult, but because the mind keeps adding more pain to what is already hard. Many people also suffer because they have been taught that the answer to pain is control. They believe if they can think enough, plan enough, fix enough, manage enough, then they will finally feel safe. So the mind keeps working, pushing, trying to stay ahead of every possible problem. But this creates a very painful cycle. The more the mind tries to control everything, the more tired it becomes. The more tired it becomes, the harder it is to think clearly. The harder it is to think clearly, the more the person tries to control things. This creates suffering because the mind was never meant to carry every outcome. It was never meant to hold the whole future tightly in order to feel at peace. Yet many people live this way every day. They are always mentally bracing, always mentally holding, always mentally trying to control what life has not yet revealed. Sometimes the suffering comes from comparison. The mind looks at another life and uses it as proof that something is wrong with this one. It says they are ahead, they are better, they are stronger, they are more lovable, they are more successful, they are more peaceful. And with each comparison, the mind pulls a person further away from their own center. Comparison can make a person forget their own pace, their own path, their own healing, their own timing. It can fill the heart with lack, even when there is goodness already present. It can make the mind blind to progress because it is too focused on someone else's picture. This creates suffering because the inner voice becomes one of constant measuring and constant disappointment. And peace cannot live well in a place where the mind keeps deciding it is behind. There is also suffering that comes from trying to be hard when what is really needed is softness. Many people think being hard on themselves will make them stronger. They think tenderness will make them weak. So when they feel hurt, they criticize themselves. When they feel tired, they shame themselves. When they feel afraid, they tell themselves to get over it. When they fall, they do not offer a hand. They offer a judgment. This creates a painful inner life because the mind never becomes a place of rest. It becomes a place where every wound is answered with another wound. And after a while, the person may not even know how to be kind to themselves. They may know how to survive, how to perform, how to keep going, but not how to soften. Not how to say I am hurting and I still deserve love. Not how to say I made a mistake and I am still worthy of care. Another reason people suffer with the mind is because they believe every thought they think. They do not yet know that a thought can appear without being true. They do not yet know that fear can speak loudly without being wise. They do not yet know that the mind can repeat old pain without that pain being the whole truth of who they are. So when a painful thought rises, they merge with it. They say, "This is me, this is my life, This is how it will always be. And because the mind is powerful, that belief changes everything. The body responds, the mood shifts, the hope narrows, the day feels heavier, all because one thought entered and was treated like final truth. Learning to step back from thought is part of healing. But before that healing happens, many people suffer simply because they have never been taught that they are not every voice inside their mind. Some suffering also comes from the idea that healing should happen quickly. The mind becomes impatient. It says, why am I still dealing with this? Why am I not over this yet? Why am I not better by now? This creates extra pain because now the person is not only hurting, they are also ashamed of hurting. They are not only healing, they are also judging the speed of their healing. They are not only learning, they are also criticizing the fact that they are still learning. This turns growth into pressure. It turns the journey into a test. And the mind, already tired, becomes even more burdened. Healing needs patience. The mind learns through repetition, not pressure. It changes through gentleness, not punishment. But until a person understands that, they often suffer by making every slow step feel like failure. There are times when suffering with the mind feels invisible from the outside. A person may smile, work, talk, and function, while inside they are carrying storms. The mind may be full of fear while the face looks calm. The heart may be full of doubt while the voice sounds steady. This is important to remember because suffering with the mind does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like someone who cannot rest. Sometimes it looks like someone who is always overgiving. Sometimes it looks like someone who seems strong but is never soft with themselves. Sometimes it looks like someone who keeps achieving and still feels empty. The mind may be quietly telling painful stories all day long, and unless those stories are seen and changed, suffering continues no matter how good things look from the outside. The deeper truth is this: people suffer with the mind because the mind has been filled with messages that do not honor their worth, their safety, their humanity, or their capacity to heal. The suffering is real, but it is not proof that the mind is the enemy. It is proof that the mind is powerful. It is proof that what is repeated becomes strong. It is proof that he inner world matters. The same power that has repeated fear can learn peace. The same mind that has memorized criticism can begin to memorize kindness. The same inner voice that has been used to create pain can be retrained to create support. But first, the suffering has to be understood clearly, not with blame, but with compassion, not with shame, but with truth. The goal is not to attack the mind for suffering. The goal is to understand why it has suffered, so it can finally be guided in a new way. And this is where hope begins. If suffering with the mind was caused by something fixed and final, there would be little room to change. But if suffering with the mind comes from learned patterns, repeated messages, and painful inner habits, then healing becomes possible. What is learned can be unlearned. What is repeated can be replaced. What feels normal can be softened. The mind can be taught a new language. It can be shown a new rhythm. It can be guided into a new kind of relationship with the self. That does not happen by hating the mind. It happens by understanding it. It happens by seeing that the mind has been doing its best with what it was given, and now it is ready to be given something better. It is ready for love. It is ready for gentleness. It is ready for truth that heals instead of truth that wounds. The big change begins here. The mind is not the problem. The mind is the tool. That one shift changes so much. When people believe the mind itself is the enemy, they often begin to fear their own thoughts. They fight themselves all day long. They try to silence everything by force. They turn every difficult feeling into a battle. But when you understand that the mind is a tool, something softens. A tool is shaped by how it is used. A tool can be pointed in different directions. A tool can build or damage depending on the hand that guides it. And the mind is like that. It can repeat fear or it can repeat healing. It can create pressure or it can support peace. It can keep old pain alive or it can help open the door to something new. The problem is not that you have a mind. The problem is often that the mind has been trained in fear instead of love. This is a powerful reframe because it takes away shame and replaces it with possibility. If the mind were your enemy, then every hard thought would mean you are trapped. But if the mind is a tool, then every hard thought becomes information. It becomes something you can notice, something you can work with, something you can begin to guide differently. This does not mean the process is instant. It does not mean one positive thought fixes everything, but it means you are no longer powerless. It means the mind is not some dark place that controls your whole life without any response from you. It means you can become part of the change. You can become the one who helps redirect the tool. You can stop using it against yourself and begin using it in service of your healing. Think about a garden. If weeds have been growing for years, it does not mean the soil is bad. It means the soil has been growing what was planted there. The same is true for the mind. If fear has been repeated, then fear may have grown strong. If criticism has been repeated, then criticism may have spread everywhere. If guilt has been fed with attention, then guilt may have deep roots. But that does not mean the mind cannot grow something else. It means the soil is powerful. It means whatever is planted and watered is likely to grow. And that is not bad news. That is hopeful news. It means new seeds matter. It means what you begin repeating now can matter. It means the mind is not locked into one pattern forever. It is responsive. It is fertile. It listens. And that means healing has somewhere to land. For a long time, many people have used the mind almost only as a place to survive. They use it to plan, defend, worry, compare, and protect. It becomes a tool for scanning danger and avoiding pain. But the mind can do more than survive. It can support healing. It can support self-respect. It can support peace. It can help you stay rooted in truth instead of being pulled apart by every fear. When the mind is guided well, it becomes a partner in your growth. It becomes a place where your inner voice begins to support your future instead of quietly working against it. This is a huge reframe because it means you do not need to destroy your mind in order to find peace. You need to teach it a new way to serve you. A hammer can build a home or break a window. The hammer itself is not evil. What matters is how it is used. The mind is like that. It is powerful enough to shape a whole emotional world, but that power is not meant to scare you. It is meant to wake you up to how important your inner guidance really is. If you use the mind to repeat, "I am broken," the mind will begin to organize itself around brokenness. If you use the mind to repeat, "I am learning," "I am healing," "I am allowed to grow," then the mind begins to organize itself around possibility. The mind responds to direction. It responds to tone. It responds to repetition. That is why the reframe matters so much. You stop seeing yourself as someone trapped by thought and begin seeing yourself as someone who can retrain thought with patience and love. This also means you no longer have to treat every difficult thought like a disaster. A difficult thought is not always a final truth. Sometimes it is just old training speaking. Sometimes it is a habit returning because it has been repeated many times before. Sometimes it is pain asking for attention in the only language it knows. If the mind is a tool, then hard thoughts become something you can observe and redirect. You can say that thought is not helping me heal. You can say, "I understand why this fear is here, but I do not have to let it lead." You can say, "This is an old voice, not my deepest truth." This is where freedom begins. Not in never having a hard thought again, but in no longer giving every hard thought full control over your identity, your mood, your future, and your worth. There is also relief in understanding that a tool can be retrained slowly. If someone learns a harmful habit with their hands, they can learn a better habit through practice. It may feel awkward at first. It may feel unnatural at first. But over time, a new way becomes more natural because it has been repeated. The same is true with the mind. Many loving thoughts feel unfamiliar at first, not because they are false, but because they are new. A person may say, "I am worthy of peace," and part of them may resist. They may say, "I can heal," and part of them may doubt. They may say, "I am allowed to rest," and part of them may feel guilty. But that does not mean these thoughts are wrong. It often means the mind has been trained in something else for a long time. The reframe helps you stay patient in that process. You stop expecting the new thought to feel natural on day one. You understand that the mind is learning a new movement. When people do not understand this, they often give up too soon. They say, "I tried to think positively, but it did not work." They say, "I tried an affirmation, but I did not believe it." They say, "I tried to be kind to myself, but the old voice came back." But if the mind is a tool, then of course it needs practice. Of course it needs repetition. Of course it may fall back into old patterns for a while. That is not failure. That is learning. That is retraining. A new path in the mind is built the same way a new path in life is built, by walking it more than once, by returning again, by not deciding that awkward means impossible, by staying close to the truth long enough that it starts to feel like home. The big reframe also changes how you see your emotional pain. Instead of saying, "My mind is attacking me," you may begin to say, "My mind has learned pain, and it is ready to learn peace." Instead of saying, "I am stuck like this," you may begin to say, "I have been practicing one way of thinking for a long time, and now I am practicing something new." Instead of saying, "I will always be this way," you may begin to say, "My patterns are strong, but they are not permanent." These are not small changes in language. They are major shifts in energy. They move you out of hopelessness and into responsibility. Not blame, but responsibility. The kind that says, "I do have a role in how I relate to my thoughts. I do have a role in what I keep feeding. I do have a role in the kind of inner life I build from here." This does not take away compassion for everything you have been through. In fact, it makes compassion more important. Because if the mind is a tool shaped by repetition, then you begin to understand why old pain has lasted so long. You begin to see why fear comes back so quickly. You begin to understand why certain thoughts have felt stronger than you wanted them to feel. It is not because you are weak. It is because repetition builds strength. And if repetition built fear, then repetition can build love too. That is where the hope is. Not in pretending the old patterns were not strong, but in realizing the same law that helped build them can help build something new. The same mind that learned pain can learn peace. The same mind that memorized shame can memorize compassion. The same mind that has been used to survive can be used to heal. When you make this shift, the inner atmosphere begins to change. You stop speaking to yourself like someone who is broken beyond repair. You begin speaking to yourself like someone in training, someone in healing, someone learning a new relationship with thought. That is a much softer place to live from. A much more truthful place, too. Because most people are not failing. They are simply repeating what they learned until they become aware enough to choose again. The mind as a tool gives room for that awareness. It says, look at what has been practiced. Look at what has been fed. Look at what has been repeated. And then ask what would happen if love became part of the training. What would happen if patience entered the process? What would happen if the inner voice no longer pushed so hard and started guiding more gently? The reframe also helps you understand that peace is not just something that happens to lucky people. Peace can be practiced. Peace can be supported by the way the mind is used. Peace grows stronger when the inner voice becomes less violent. Peace grows stronger when self-judgment is interrupted. Peace grows stronger when the mind is taught that safety does not require constant attack. Peace grows stronger when the person using the tool chooses to build instead of break. And this matters because so many people wait for peace to arrive from outside, while the inner language keeps pushing it away. The reframe says peace is not only an outside gift, it is also an inside practice, a way of using the mind differently, a way of choosing thoughts that do not pull the whole being back into the same old pain. This does not mean every thought must be perfect. It does not mean you never feel fear again. It does not mean you become calm all at once. It means you stop handing the tool over to fear without question. It means you begin to hold it with more care. You begin to notice the direction it is being pointed. You begin to understand that you can pause before repeating the harsh sentence. You can pause before calling yourself hopeless. You can pause before making one hard day into a story about your whole life. This pause is powerful. It is where the tool changes hands. It is where the old automatic pattern gets interrupted. It is where love gets the chance to speak. The mind is not something to fear. It is something to guide. It is something to understand. It is something to work with. And once you really understand that, a lot of shame begins to fall away. You stop asking what is wrong with me and start asking what has my mind been practicing. You stop saying, why am I like this? And begin saying, what would I like to teach myself now? You stop seeing your struggles as proof of failure and begin seeing them as signs of old patterns that can be changed. That is a very different way to live. It is a way that creates possibility. It is a way that invites healing instead of punishment. It is a way that makes room for grace. So let this truth settle deeply now. The mind is a tool. It can repeat fear or it can repeat healing. It can create stress or it can support to peace. It can strengthen pain or it can become part of your recovery. What changes everything is not the mind alone. What changes everything is the direction, the practice, the tone, and the love with which it is used. That is the big reframe. And once you understand it, you can stop treating yourself like the enemy. You can begin to become the gentle guide your own mind has been waiting for. Love is what turns the mind from a place of struggle into a place of healing. This is not small. This is not just a sweet idea. This is the center of everything. A powerful mind without love can become a place of pressure, fear, and constant self-attack. But a powerful mind with love becomes something very different. It becomes a place where new life can grow. It becomes a place where old wounds can begin to soften. It becomes a place where truth can be heard without violence. Love is what changes the energy behind the thought. It is what changes the tone of the inner voice. It is what takes the same powerful mental force and directs it toward peace instead of pain. Many people think the mind changes only through effort. They think if they push hard enough, correct enough, control enough, then they will finally become calm, healed, and whole. But real change does not grow well in an atmosphere of fear. The mind may obey fear for a while, but it does not truly relax in fear. It does not truly heal there. It stays tight. It stays guarded. It stays ready for attack. Love creates something different. Love creates safety, and safety is where the mind begins to open. Safety is where it becomes easier to release old tension. Safety is where new thoughts can begin to root. Love says you do not need to threaten yourself into becoming better. You can guide yourself gently into a new way of being. This is why love is the activator. Love is what makes the mind receptive to healing. Think about how different it feels when someone speaks to you with kindness instead of judgment. Even hard truths become easier to hear when they come with care. The same is true inside you. If you tell yourself, "I need to change because I am a failure," the mind goes into defense. It may become afraid, ashamed, or exhausted. But if you tell yourself, "I am ready to heal because I deserve peace," something opens. The same goal may be there, but the path feels different. Love removes the poison from the process. It allows change to happen without humiliation. It allows growth without inner violence. It allows truth without cruelty. Love is also what helps the mind stop repeating harm. If a person has spent years speaking to themselves harshly, then the inner voice may feel very strong. It may say terrible things quickly and often. The usual habit may be to answer that voice with even more force. To say, "Stop it. What is wrong with me? Why am I still like this?" But that often creates another layer of pain. Love interrupts the cycle differently. Love says, "I hear that fear. I understand that old wound. I see that pain rising. But I am not going to answer it with more punishment. I am going to answer it with care." That does not mean love agrees with every fearful thought. It means love responds in a way that heals rather than harms. This is where kindness becomes powerful. Kindness is not weakness. Kindness is one of the strongest forces available to a human heart. Kindness is what lets the mind know it does not have to keep living in attack mode. Kindness says, "I can make a mistake and still be worthy. I can feel lost and still deserve patience. I can be tired and still be lovable. I can be healing slowly and still be on the right path. These kinds of thoughts create space. They allow the breath to deepen. They allow the body to soften. They allow the nervous system to stop bracing all the time. The mind activated with love begins to feel less like a battlefield and more like a home. There is something else love does that nothing else can do in quite the same way. Love restores worth. When the mind has been shaped by shame, one of the deepest wounds is the feeling that something is wrong with you at the core. Shame says you are not just struggling, you are the struggle. Shame says you are not just human, you are flawed beyond healing. Shame says you are not just in pain, you are the reason peace cannot stay. Love answers that lie. Love says you are still worthy while learning. You are still whole beneath the hurt. You are still deserving of gentleness, even if you do not feel calm yet. And when that message is repeated enough, the mind begins to loosen its grip on old shame. It begins to believe there may be another truth available. Love also changes how you speak to yourself in the moments that matter most. Not when everything is easy, but when life is hard. When you make a mistake, when you feel rejected, when you are tired, when old fear rises. These are the moments that shape the mind deeply. If every hard moment is followed by criticism, then the mind learns that pain leads to attack. But if hard moments are followed by compassion, then the mind learns that pain can be met with care. That is a life-changing difference. Imagine falling, and instead of hearing, "How could you do this again?" you hear, "This hurts, but I am here with you." Imagine feeling afraid, and instead of hearing, "You should be over this," you hear, "It is okay to need time." Imagine making a mistake, and instead of hearing, "You always ruin everything," you hear, "You are still learning." This is what love sounds like when it activates the mind. It sounds like support. For many people, self-love feels strange at first because they have spent so much time believing love must come from outside. They may know how to give care to others, but not how to offer it to themselves. They may know how to comfort a friend, but not how to comfort their own heart. They may know how to forgive someone else, but not how to release themselves from old blame. This is why love, as the activator, is so important. It turns the direction inward. It says the same love you have waited for can begin here too. It can begin in your own words. It can begin in your own breathing. And it can begin in how you hold yourself after a hard day. It can begin in the way you refuse to abandon yourself when the old pain rises. Love makes affirmations work more deeply too. Words alone can become flat if they are said with pressure. But when words are spoken with care, with feeling, with patience, they carry a different energy. Saying "I am safe" while hating yourself may not reach very far, but saying "I am safe" while breathing deeply softening the shoulders, and choosing to believe that your life deserves gentleness begins to touch the whole system. Love gives the words warmth. Love makes them more than sound. It turns them into nourishment. It turns them into instructions the heart can receive. The mind activated with love does not just hear affirmations as phrases. It begins to feel them as possibilities. This is why forgiveness matters so much here. Love cannot fully activate the mind while old self-punishment is being held like a duty. Forgiveness is not pretending nothing happened. It is not saying pain was not real. It is saying I will not keep using the past as a weapon against myself. I will not keep feeding guilt every single day. I will not keep building my identity around my worst moment. Forgiveness is an act of love because it gives the mind room to stop living in old punishment. It frees energy that has been trapped in blame. It opens the door for peace to enter. A mind that is constantly judging the past has little room left for hope. Love begins to change that by saying you are allowed to begin again. Love also changes the pace. Fear rushes. Fear pushes. Fear says heal now, prove now, fix now, be different now. Love understands seasons. Love understands rhythm. Love understands that deep healing often happens quietly, slowly, and in layers. Love does not demand that the flower bloom before the roots are ready. Love does not shame the seed for still being under the soil. Love stays close through the process. It says, keep going. It says you do not have to be done yet in order to be worthy now. This slower pace is healing in itself because so much suffering comes from trying to become whole under the threat of not being enough. Love removes the threat. It says your worth is not waiting at the finish line. When love activates the mind, the whole inner atmosphere changes. Thoughts may still come and go, but they are no longer all answered by the same hard voice. There begins to be another presence inside, a wiser one, a gentler one, a voice that does not panic every time fear appears, a voice that does not turn every challenge into proof of failure, a voice that knows how to say, this is hard, but I can meet it with care. Over time, that voice grows stronger, not because the fearful voice never shows up again, but because love keeps being practiced, and the mind responds to what is practiced. The more love becomes the tone, the more the whole system begins to trust it. This does not mean love is always soft in a weak way. Sometimes love is very clear. Sometimes love says this pattern is hurting me and I am ready to choose differently. Sometimes love says, I will not speak to myself like that anymore. Sometimes love says, I deserve rest. I deserve honesty. I deserve better thoughts than these. Love has strength. Love has boundaries. Love has direction. It does not just comfort. It also guides. It helps the mind move toward truth. It helps you stop making fear the leader of your life. It helps you choose again and again what kind of energy you want to build your inner world around. The more you practice this, the more you may notice that life begins to feel different from the inside. Not because every outer problem disappears right away, but because your inner response begins to change. You recover faster from hard thoughts. You speak more gently after mistakes. You feel less drawn to punish yourself. You find it easier to pause before believing every fear. You remember more often that you are still worthy in the middle of healing. This is what love does. It does not just make you feel warm for a moment. It changes the whole way the mind is being used. It activates the tool in the right direction. And perhaps the most beautiful part is this: love does not need you to be perfect before it begins. It can start right where you are, right in the middle of overthinking, right in the middle of self-doubt, right in the middle of healing that feels unfinished, right in the middle of a life that still has questions. Love does not wait for perfection. Love enters the process and changes it from within. It says, "I will meet you here. I will not wait until you are easier to love. I will not wait until you are more certain, more polished, more healed. I will start now." And the moment you begin to offer that kind of love to your own mind, a deep shift begins. Because the mind has always been powerful. It has always been listening. And now, finally, it is being given something strong enough, gentle enough, and true enough to guide it home. The mind learns through repetition. This is one of the simplest truths, and also one of the most important. Whatever you say often, whatever you feel often, whatever you return to again and again, the mind begins to treat it as important. It begins to hold on to it. It begins to build around it. This is why repeated thoughts matter so much. They are not just passing words in the air. They become habits. They become patterns. They become beliefs. And after a while, they begin to shape the way you see yourself, the way you see other people, and the way you see life itself. Think about how people learn anything. They learn by hearing something more than once. They learn by doing something again and again. They learn by returning to the same movement until it becomes natural. The mind works in much the same way. If you repeat fear every day, fear begins to feel natural. If you repeat self-criticism every day, criticism begins to sound normal. If you repeat hopelessness every day, hopelessness begins to look like truth. The mind does not always stop and ask whether what it is hearing is good for you. It responds to what is familiar. It responds to what is practiced. That means repetition is always shaping something. G inside you, whether you notice it or not. This is why old painful thoughts can feel so strong. It is not always because they are true. it is often because they have been repeated for a long time. A thought repeated many times begins to feel heavy with certainty. It begins to sound like a fact instead of a habit. A person may say, "I always ruin things. I am hard to love. Nothing ever changes for me." And after years of repeating those thoughts, the mind starts building a whole world around them. The body responds to them. The emotions follow them. The future is seen through them. That is how repetition shapes the inner world. One thought by itself may pass quickly, but one thought repeated over months or years begins to create a home inside the mind. The beautiful part of this truth is that repetition works both ways. If pain can grow through repetition, then healing can grow through repetition too. If fear can become strong by being practiced, then peace can become stronger by being practiced. If criticism can become familiar, then kindness can become familiar. This means you are never fully stuck in the old pattern. You may be deeply used to it. You may be tired of it. You may feel like it has been there forever. But if it was built through repetition, it can be changed through repetition as well. That is where hope lives. Not in pretending the old voice is weak, but in realizing the new voice can grow stronger with time. Words are like seeds in this way. If you keep planting seeds of fear, fear will keep growing. If you keep planting seeds of shame, shame will keep growing. If you keep planting seeds of trust, peace, worth, and healing, those things begin to grow too. The soil of the mind responds to what is planted. It responds to what is watered. It responds to what is returned to. This is why it matters so much what you say to yourself in private. Those private words are not small. They are planting something. They are building something. They are making the inner ground either harder or softer, more fearful or more open, more painful or more peaceful. There are many people who want a new life but keep repeating the same inner language. They want peace, but they keep saying, "I cannot relax." They want healing, but they keep saying, "Nothing works for me." They want love, but they keep saying, "I am not enough." They want abundance, but they keep saying, "Life never supports me." The desire may be sincere, but the repeated message keeps building the old inner world. This is why repetition is so powerful. It shows you that what you repeat is often stronger than what you casually wish for. The mind listens to consistency. It listens to what comes up again and again. And if you want a new inner world, your repeated language has to begin changing too. At first, new thoughts may feel weak. This is normal. A loving thought repeated once does not usually feel as strong as a fearful thought repeated for 10 years. But that does not mean the loving thought has no power. It means it is new. It means it is still taking root. It means it needs time, patience, and repetition. This is where many people stop too early. They say I tried saying something kind to myself, but I did not feel it. I tried a new thought, but the old one was louder. I tried to believe in healing, but the doubt was still there. That does not mean the process is not working. It means the new seed has just been planted. The old tree will not disappear in one day. But if you keep watering the new seed, the inner landscape begins to change. This is why consistency matters more than intensity. You do not need one dramatic moment where everything feels perfect. You need repeated moments where you choose a new direction. One kind sentence in the morning, one gentle correction when the old voice appears, one breath where you choose peace over panic, one small reminder before sleep. These simple acts seem small, but they are how the mind changes. Repetition does not always look exciting. It often looks ordinary. It looks like showing up again. It looks like saying the same truth again. It looks like choosing the same loving thought, even when the old one still tries to return. This is how new pathways are built. The mind becomes familiar with whatever it hears often. This means loving thoughts can start to feel natural if they are repeated enough. A person who once felt strange saying I am worthy may one day say it with calm ease. A person who once could not believe I am safe may one day feel those words settle into their body. A person who once lived with constant self-attack may one day hear their own inner voice become kinder without forcing it. How does that happen? It happens through repetition, through returning, through not giving up because the first few times felt awkward. The mind learns slowly sometimes, but it does learn. It learns what it lives with. This is why affirmations matter when they are used with care and not as pressure. An affirmation is not meant to be a magic sentence that removes all pain in one moment. It is meant to be a new message repeated often enough that the mind begins to accept it. It is a seed. It is a gentle instruction. It is a way of telling the inner world there is another truth available now. When you say I am healing, I am safe to grow, I am learning to trust life, you are not just speaking empty words. You are offering the mind a new direction. You are telling the soil what to grow. You are choosing what to water. Repetition also shapes emotion. If the mind keeps repeating fear, the body learns tension. If the mind keeps repeating danger, the nervous system learns to stay on guard. If the mind keeps repeating not enough, the heart learns heaviness. But if the mind begins to repeat peace, worth, trust, and compassion, the body begins to respond differently too. The shoulders soften more easily. The breath becomes fuller. The chest feels less tight. The nervous system starts to learn a new rhythm. This is why repetition is not only mental, it becomes physical, it becomes emotional, it becomes energetic. The whole being begins to live inside whatever message is repeated most often. There is also power in understanding that repetition shapes identity. People often become what they keep saying about themselves. Not because words are magic in a shallow way, but because repeated language shapes expectation, emotion, behavior, and self-image. If you keep saying, "I am weak," the mind begins to organize around weakness. If you keep saying, "I am always behind," the mind begins to live in lack. If you keep saying, "I am learning," "I am capable," "I am supported," something begins to shift. You walk differently. You breathe differently. You respond differently. The repeated message changes how you meet life. Over time, that changes what life feels like from the inside. Sometimes the best thing you can do is choose one or two loving truths and repeat them often. Not 20, not 100. Just a few simple truths that feel gentle enough to hold. I am safe in this moment. I am learning a new way. I deserve peace. I am willing to heal. Life can support me. These kinds of thoughts become stronger with practice. They begin as words. Then they become reminders. Then they become possibilities. Then they begin to feel like home. That is how repetition changes the inner world. Slowly, steadily, deeply. And this is important to remember when progress feels slow. Repetition works quietly. It is often doing more than you can see at first. A new loving thought may not create fireworks on the first day, but it may be softening the ground. It may be making the next kind thought easier to believe. It may be teaching the nervous system not to panic as quickly. It may be loosening the roots of an old, painful pattern. Change often begins underground. It begins before it is visible. It begins before the outer life fully reflects it. So do not underestimate the power of repeating what heals. The inner world is always being shaped by what is repeated. That is true whether the repetition is loving or fearful, gentle or harsh, hopeful or hopeless. So choose carefully, not with fear, but with awareness. Notice what you keep saying. Notice what thoughts you keep feeding. Notice which phrases have become part of your daily language. Then ask yourself what kind of inner world those words are creating. If they are creating pain, you can begin replacing them. If they are creating peace, you can keep strengthening them. This is the power of repetition. It turns words into atmosphere. It turns thoughts into pathways. It turns quiet inner habits into a whole way of living. So from this moment forward, let repetition become something sacred. Let it become a daily act of building. Let it become a way of shaping your inner world with care. Repeat what heals. Repeat what opens. Repeat what reminds you of your worth. Repeat what helps you breathe more deeply. Repeat what makes space for love. Because the mind is listening. The heart is listening. The body is listening. And whatever you keep saying with patience and consistency will begin, little by little, to become the life you live inside. Now let yourself move from understanding into experience. It is one thing to hear these truths. It is another thing to feel them begin to settle into your body, your breath, your heart, and your mind. So take a moment and become still again. Not perfectly still, just gently still. Let your attention come inward. Let the outside world soften at the edges for a little while. This moment is for you. This moment is for returning. This moment is for giving your inner world a different kind of care. Take a slow breath in through the nose. Let it fill you without force. Then let it go slowly. Again, breathe in peace and breathe out pressure. Breathe in softness and breathe out the need to hold everything so tightly. Let your shoulders relax a little more. Let your face soften. Let your hands rest. Let your belly receive the breath instead of bracing against it. You do not need to fix yourself in this moment. You only need to be here. Now place your hand on your heart if that feels right for you. Feel the warmth there. Feel the steady life moving beneath your hand. This is important. Even if your thoughts have been busy, even if your emotions have been heavy, even if your mind has been carrying too much, life is still here. Your heart is still beating. Your breath is still moving. Something wise and loving inside you has not left. It may have felt buried under stress, fear, or self-doubt, but it is still here. Let yourself notice that. Imagine now that above your head there is a soft, warm light, not a harsh light, not a blinding light, a gentle light, calm, golden, healing, and full of love. It does not force, it does not demand, it simply shines. See that light above you like a quiet blessing, like peace made visible, like a kindness that has been waiting for you to pause long enough to receive it. And now imagine that this light slowly begins to move down toward you. It touches the top of your head first, softly, gently. And as it touches your head, imagine that the noise in your mind begins to soften. Not all at once, but enough. The rush of thoughts becomes less sharp. The pressure to think about everything begins to loosen. The light carries a message into your mind. You do not have to hold it all right now. Let that message settle there. You do not have to hold it all right now. Now the light moves to your forehead. Feel it melting the tightness there. Let it smooth away the strain of overthinking, the effort of trying to stay ahead of life, the habit of carrying too much. Let the forehead soften. Let the muscles around your eyes relax. You do not need to watch over everything in this moment. You do not need to search for answers right now. You are allowed to rest. Now the light moves behind your eyes. These eyes that have looked outward so often. These eyes that have searched for signs, looked for danger, looked for approval, looked for what comes next. Let them rest now. Let the light soothe them. Let it bring a quiet message. I do not need to chase peace. I can receive it. I do not need to force healing. I can allow it. I do not need to see the whole path. I can trust this step. Now feel the light moving into your jaw. If there is tension there, let it soften. If there is holding there, let it release. So many words have been spoken. So many thoughts have been swallowed. So much pressure has been held there. Let the jaw loosen. Let the mouth soften. Let your lips part slightly if they need to. You do not have to keep holding yourself so tightly. You do not have to explain everything right now. You do not have to get it all right now. Now the light moves into your neck and shoulders, these shoulders that may have been carrying so much. Responsibility, pressure, fear, the weight of trying to be strong all the time. Let the light rest there for a moment. Let it soak in. Let it melt the weight. You may even want to whisper softly inside, I release what I do not need to carry in this moment. Again, I release what I do not need to carry in this moment. Feel how healing begins, not when you grip harder, but when you soften enough to put something down. Now the light moves into your chest, into the space around your heart. Let it spread there like warmth. Let it open that area gently. If there has been sadness there, let the light meet it with kindness. If there has been fear there, let the light meet it with safety. If there has been loneliness there, let the light meet it with presence. And now whisper softly inside, my heart is safe to soften. Again, my heart is safe to soften. Let that truth enter more deeply than before. Let the heart hear it. Now the light moves down into your lungs. Feel each breath becoming softer, fuller, easier. Imagine that with each inhale you are breathing in peace, and with each exhale you are breathing out fear that does not belong to this moment. Breathe in trust. Breathe out strain. Breathe in kindness. Breathe out old pressure. Let the breath become medicine. Let the breath become your way back home. Now the light moves into your stomach, the place where so many people hold worry without even knowing it. The place where fear often sits quietly, tightening things from within. Let the light settle there. Let it soothe the knots. Let it calm the turning. Let it bring this message. It is safe for me to stop bracing. Again, it is safe for me to stop bracing. Feel your belly soften. Feel the inner grip beginning to release. You do not need to stay guarded in every moment. You are allowed to feel supported. Now the light moves into your hips, your legs, and your feet. Let it flow all the way down. Feel it grounding you. Feel it reminding you that you are here on the earth, in this body, in this moment. Let it bring steadiness. Let it bring calm. Let it bring a sense of being held. You are not floating in fear. You are here now, supported now, breathing now, alive now. And now imagine that this same light begins to fill your mind from the inside, not just touching it from above, but filling it gently with softness and clarity. Imagine the old, harsh thoughts as if they are small shadows in a room. The light does not fight them. It simply shines, and they begin to lose their power. A thought of not enough comes up, and the light answers with worth. A thought of fear comes up, and the light answers with safety. A thought of Shah, me, comes up, and the light answers with compassion. A thought of hopelessness comes up, and the light answers with quiet trust. You do not have to chase away every shadow. Just let the light do what light does. Now in this light, begin to repeat softly inside a few simple truths. I am safe in this moment. I am willing to think with love. My mind can learn peace. I am not my old patterns. I am allowed to heal. Say them slowly. Do not rush them. Let each one settle. Let each one become a drop of healing in the inner world. If one of them feels especially right, stay with that one a little longer. Let it repeat. Let it sink in. Let it become familiar. If old thoughts try to interrupt, that is all right. Do not fight them. Do not become afraid of them. Notice them, and then return to the loving truth. This is the practice. This is how the mind changes. Not by never hearing fear again, but by learning how to return again and again, gently and steadily. Fear says one thing, and you choose to return to love. Old shame says one thing, and you choose to return to truth. The mind wanders, and you bring it home with kindness. Now imagine that your mind is like a quiet room inside you. For a long time, that room may have been filled with noise, pressure, and harsh echoes. But now, slowly, it is being rearranged. The air is changing. The light is entering. The old sharpness is softening. The room is becoming a place where healing can stay, a place where your thoughts do not need to attack you, a place where your inner voice can begin to sound more like care, more like guidance, more like home. Stay there for a moment. Feel how different it is when the mind is met with love instead of force. Feel how different it is when the breath is allowed to help. Feel how different it is when you stop trying to win a war inside yourself and begin creating peace instead. This is not fantasy. This is practice. This is what it feels like to activate the mind with love. This is what it feels like to begin using your inner world for healing. And now, before moving on, place one more simple truth in your heart. I can return to this whenever I need to. Again, I can return to this whenever I need to. The light is not somewhere far away. The breath is not somewhere far away. The loving voice is not somewhere far away. This is all within reach. You can come back to it in the morning. You can come back to it when fear rises. You can come back to it before sleep. You can come back to it after a hard day. The more you return, the more familiar it becomes. The more familiar it becomes, the more natural peace begins to feel. Understanding is important, and inner practice is important, but daily life is where the new pattern becomes real. The mind changes through what is practiced again and again in ordinary moments. That means small daily steps matter more than people often realize. You do not need to wait for the perfect morning, the perfect mood, or the perfect life to begin. You can begin in simple ways, quiet ways, repeatable ways. These small acts may not look dramatic, and they are the kind of actions that slowly build a new inner world. Begin your day with one loving thought before the outside world rushes in. Before you check messages, before you look at the news, before you give your energy away, pause for one moment and place a kind sentence in your mind. It can be simple. Today, I choose peace. I am safe to begin again. I will speak to myself with kindness today. Life is supporting me in this moment. Choose one thought and let it be the first thing you give your mind. This matters because the first thoughts of the day often set the tone. Instead of beginning with pressure, begin with direction. Begin with gentleness. Begin with love. The next step is to notice your self-talk during the day. Not with judgment, but with awareness. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself when something goes wrong. Pay attention to what you say when you feel tired, when you make a mistake, when plans change, when fear rises. These are important moments because they show you the old pattern clearly. If you hear yourself saying, "I am so stupid, I always mess things up, nothing ever gets better," pause. Do not keep feeding the thought. Gently replace it. Say, "I am learning. This is one moment, not my whole life. I can be patient with myself. I can choose a better thought here." This is how the mind is retrained in daily life, not by pretending the hard moment is not hard, but by refusing to make it harder with the wrong inner voice. Another powerful daily step is speaking affirmations out loud. There is something important about hearing your own voice carry a loving truth. When you speak aloud, the body hears it differently. The words do not stay trapped in the mind. They move through the breath, through the chest, through the whole system. You might say in the morning, "I am worthy of peace." You might say in the mirror, "I am learning to love the person I see here." You might say before sleep, "My mind can rest now." Say them softly if you need to. Say them slowly. What matters is not volume. What matters is repetition and sincerity. Your voice can become a healing force in your own life. The mirror can become a very powerful practice too. Many people look in the mirror only to search for flaws or repeat old criticism. Change that gently. Look at yourself with softer eyes. Even if it feels strange at first, stay there for a moment. Say something kind. I am here for you. I am not leaving you behind. I choose to see you with more love. At first, this may feel uncomfortable, especially if the old pattern has been harsh for many years. But that discomfort does not mean the practice is wrong. It often means it is new, and new things need time to become natural. The mirror is not just a piece of glass. It can become a place where you stop abandoning yourself. Another simple daily step is to create small pauses during the day. The mind often gets pulled into habit because life moves quickly. So pause on purpose. Take one deep breath before answering a message. Take one gentle breath when you notice stress in your body. Take a small pause before reacting to fear. In that pause, remind yourself, I do not have to let this thought lead me. I can choose again. These little pauses matter because they break the speed of old patterns. They interrupt the automatic voice. They create a moment where love can enter before fear takes over. It also helps to choose one loving phrase to return to all day long. One phrase that becomes your anchor. Something like, I choose peace now. Or I am safe in this moment. Or my mind is learning love. Or I do not need to rush healing. Keep it simple. Repeat it while walking. Repeat it while working. Repeat it when the mind starts spinning. Repeat it when you feel pressure building. One repeated loving phrase can become like a path through the noise. It can lead you back to center again and again. Before sleep, be careful with the thoughts you carry into the night. The mind is especially open in those final, quiet moments. If you go to sleep repeating fear, the mind keeps working with fear. If you go to sleep repeating criticism, the heart rests inside criticism. But if you go to sleep with peaceful thoughts, the night becomes part of your healing. So before bed, take a moment. Put down the stress of the day. Place your hand on your heart and say something gentle. I release today with love. My mind can rest now. I am safe while I sleep. Tomorrow is not asking anything from me right now. Let those be the last seeds you plant before rest. Journaling can also help, not as a test, not as something to do perfectly, just as a way of hearing yourself more clearly. Write down the old thoughts you notice often. Then write a new loving truth beside each one. If the old thought says I am behind, write I am on my own path. If the old thought says nothing changes, write healing happens little by little. If the old thought says I am too much, write my heart deserves kindness. This practice helps because it brings hidden thoughts into the light. And once they are in the light, you can answer them differently. Another daily step is to protect what enters your mind. the mind is always receiving. It receives from what you listen to, what you watch, what you repeat, who you stay around, what kind of energy you live in. If you want the mind to learn love, then it helps to give it more of what nourishes peace. Choose words, spaces, and voices that do not constantly feed fear. Choose moments of quiet. Choose things that remind you of softness, truth, and worth. This is not about hiding from life. It is about being more conscious of what you are feeding the tool that shapes your inner world. You can also practice gratitude in a simple way. Gratitude helps the mind notice what is good instead of only what is missing. This does not mean denying pain. It means making room for what supports you too. Each day, notice a few things that are still beautiful, still kind, still working, still present. Maybe it is your breath. Maybe it is the warmth of tea. Maybe it is a quiet morning. Maybe it is the fact that you kept going. Gratitude helps shift the inner tone. It helps the mind stop living only in lack. It gently teaches the heart to notice support. It is also helpful to speak kindly to yourself during transitions in the morning, before a difficult conversation, after a stressful day, before walking into a crowded place, before doing something that makes you nervous. These are moments when the mind is often very active. Use them well. Tell yourself, I can move through this with calm. I can stay soft inside myself. I do not need to scare myself to get through this. This turns everyday moments into training. It makes love practical. It makes healing part of life rather than something separate from it. And perhaps most importantly, be patient with yourself. A daily practice is not meant to become another way to judge yourself. If you forget one day, begin again the next. If the old voice returns strongly, notice it and return to your new practice. If healing feels slow, keep going. Daily steps matter because they teach the mind through repetition, and repetition takes time. Do not turn the practice into pressure. Let it stay gentle. Let it stay human. Let it stay honest. A peaceful mind is not built in one perfect day. It is built in many small moments where love is chosen again. A calmer inner world is not created through force. It is created through repeated care. The simple steps matter because they are teachable, repeatable, and real. Morning thoughts, daily pauses, mirror words, spoken affirmations, kind corrections, peace before sleep. These are not small things. These are the ways the mind learns a new language. These are the ways love becomes active. These are the ways healing enters ordinary life and slowly changes everything from the inside out. So let this truth stay with you now. Your mind is powerful, and that power does not need to frighten you. It can become one of the greatest gifts in your life when it is guided with love. It can become a place where peace is practiced. It can become a place where healing begins to grow. It can become a place where old pain no longer gets the final word. This is not something far away from you. This is not something only a few people can reach. This begins with the way you think, the way you speak to yourself, and the way you choose to meet your own inner world from this moment forward. You do not need to change everything at once. You do not need to become perfect overnight. You do not need to win against every fear in one day. You only need to begin. Begin with one kind thought. Begin with one soft breath. Begin with one loving phrase repeated often. Begin with the decision that your mind will no longer be a place where only criticism is allowed to speak. Begin with the choice to answer fear with gentleness, to answer shame with compassion, to answer pressure with patience. That is enough. More than enough. Because small, loving beginnings often lead to the deepest changes. Remember this when the old voice comes back. Remember this when doubt rises. Remember this when the process feels slow. The old pattern may return, but that does not mean you have failed. It means you are learning. It means you are building something new. It means the mind is being retrained through love, and love works through patience, repetition, and care. Every time you return to a kinder thought, you are changing something. Every time you refuse to attack yourself, you are healing something. Every time you speak with softness instead of fear, you are opening a new path inside. Your mind can learn peace. Your heart can learn safety. Your inner voice can learn gentleness. Your whole being can begin to live in a different rhythm. This is possible for you. Not because you are never afraid, not because you never struggle, but because you are willing. Willing to choose a new thought. Willing to repeat a new truth. Willing to let love become part of the way you think. That willingness matters. That willingness is powerful. That willingness is the opening through which healing enters. So now take one more slow breath. Let it move through you like calm. Let it remind you that you are here and that this moment is enough to begin again. Place your hand over your heart if you can. Feel the quiet life within you. Feel the steady beat. Feel the presence that has never left. And let these words settle into you softly and deeply. I am safe in this moment. My mind is learning peace. I choose to think with love. I release the old voice of fear. I welcome gentle thoughts. I am worthy of healing. I am worthy of rest. I am worthy of kindness. My inner world can change. Love is guiding me now, again, softly. I am safe in this moment. My mind is learning peace. I choose to think with love. I release the old voice of fear. I welcome gentle thoughts. I am worthy of healing. I am worthy of rest. I am worthy of kindness. My inner world can change. Love is guiding me now. Let those words become more than sound. Let them become a blessing over your mind. Let them become a new beginning inside you. Let them become a light that follows you through the rest of this day and into the days ahead. You do not have to carry the same thoughts forever. You do not have to stay inside the same old pain forever. You do not have to keep using your powerful mind in ways that hurt you. A new way is possible. A softer way is possible. A more peaceful way is possible. And now let yourself rest in that. Let yourself trust that healing does not always happen loudly. Sometimes it happens quietly, in one breath, in one repeated truth, in one small choice to speak with love, in one moment where you stop fighting your own mind and begin guiding it gently home. That moment matters. This moment matters. And from here, let love keep teaching you what peace feels like. In the end, the great truth is this: your mind is always shaping something, and that is why love matters so deeply. A powerful mind guided by fear can create so much pain. But that same powerful mind, guided by love, can help create peace, trust, healing, and a new way of living inside yourself. This is not about forcing your thoughts to be perfect. It is about changing the direction of your inner world, little by little. It is about becoming aware of what you repeat, what you believe, and what you keep feeding. It is about understanding that the mind learns from what it lives with, and from now on, it can begin living with more kindness. You have already begun the moment you became willing to see the mind differently. You have already begun the moment you understood that you do not need to fear your own thoughts, only guide them with more wisdom. You have already begun the moment you chose to believe that love is not weak, that gentleness is not small, and that peace can be practiced. Let this be what you carry forward. Not pressure, not perfection, just the steady truth that your mind can change, your inner voice can soften, and your life can feel different from the inside when love becomes the one leading the way. So go gently, speak kindly, repeat what heals, protect what enters your mind, return to your breath, return to the present, return to love again and again until it begins to feel natural. And when you forget, begin again. When the old voice rises, answer it with care. When fear speaks, do not hand it your whole future. When doubt appears, remember that healing grows through practice. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are learning a new way to live inside your own mind. And that new way can become one of the most beautiful changes of your life.